religious people, church people, and clergy can be irritating sometimes. In fact, sometimes there are those, I think, that do more damage to the message of the gospel than good. Case in point, I was watching TV one time and heard this preacher speaking, and he was talking about a funeral that he did. He was asked to come out and do a funeral for somebody that was not a believer, for someone who, for example, had never really been to church, but he was asked to go and conduct a funeral. Because he didn't know the person that had died, he decided that he was going to be confrontational at the funeral. He basically put his hand back on the casket, and here's what he said that he did. He looked at everybody and said, "This young man died, and he split hell wide open. And you'll go to hell too if you don't accept Jesus." When I tell you it almost took my breath away, I was shocked. I think that's not what we're supposed to do. So many preachers and so many Christians today seem to be more confrontational than anything else. They want to confront. And as a result of that, they become more irritating. And then they wonder why nobody's believing the message, and a lot of people seem to be leaving the church in droves. And you know what they'll say? Well, it's not up to me for them. That's between them and God. No, God has called us to influence people, not irritate them. He's called us to influence people, not be irrational. He's called us to influence people, not in any way, shape, or form be those that are going to be confrontational. Influence. It's never an easy thing to influence people at all. In fact, influence takes time. Influence happens up close. Influence happens when you are understanding who it is that you're communicating with. Would you be surprised to find out that one of the greatest followers of Jesus, who we think was confrontational, really wasn't? He knew what it was to be influential. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about this coming Sunday, September 10th, at Community Bible Church here in Dania Beach. I've been in a series in the book of Acts, and we've been following the missionary journeys of Paul. Well, this coming Sunday, the 10th, we're going to be looking at one of my favorite stories of Paul, and how Paul handled the situation when he could have confronted the culture. He wound up connecting with them and being an influence. And we're going to talk about what he did and what we can learn from that about being an influence in our current culture today. We'll do that this coming Sunday, September the 10th, right here at Community Bible Church in Dania Beach. We're located 1 mile west of I-95, 1 mile east of 441 at the corner of Griffin Road and Southwest 30th Avenue. We've got 2 morning worship services for you, one at 9:45 a.m. and one at 11 o'clock a.m. If you can't join us in person, we'd love to have you tune in online. You can do that at our YouTube channel at 11 o'clock a.m. for our live stream, or you can watch it later on at that same link on demand, and you can see it whenever you would like. But whatever you do, I want to tell you that God has called us to be an influence, not to be an irritant, not to be a confronter, but to influence the culture in these changing times. And we'll talk about how to do it this coming Sunday. We'll see you soon.